makes everything else seem old-fashioned. Chocolate from LG.
100 years ago, there were a lot of ideas of what the future of the American city would be. Some predicted an unbridled consumer culture that had no connection with the organic world. It was completely self-contained. Technology was to be the sanctuary of our families. They couldn't have been more wrong. My name is Sanjay Jones. It's December 12th, 2106, and I live in Chlorophylla. It's hard to remember a time when the city wasn't a living, breathing, self-sustaining, self-protecting environment, but I do. The city was boring, a bunch of dead buildings. Changing anything meant years of designing, applying for permits, construction, inspection, all ridiculous. One day I was standing atop what used to be known as the Watts Towers. I was just taking in the view overlooking the dense forest canopy below. And right there before my eyes was the particular quaternary structure that I had been trying to solve. The idea was an intelligent structure, one that could change on its own, evolve as it needed to. To understand Chlorophylla, you have to understand the big one, 2032. Los Angeles split apart into the 3 islands we know today. The levees were already in trouble because of the melting ice caps, but the earthquake totally destroyed them, flooding the city. No one thought the place would be habitable again, and that's when Los Angeles became Chlorophylla. I'm what they used to call an architect. I'm now a chlorophile. I was the first one, but no, everyone's a chlorophile. Up to this point, the concept of the origin of architecture was held by the primitive hut. This idea was set forth by Vitruvius in the age of Sparta. But after the emergence of Chlorophylla, this idea became obsolete. A new species of architecture had been established, one that brought into question the origin of architecture, repositioning it, to therefore create a new form of it. We saw that this new species could take on traits of human development. It had its own human-like intelligence to it. Instead of having to program our environment, we allow the environment's own artificial intelligence to grow itself. This new intelligence forced us to reevaluate aesthetics. It forced us to bring in the ornament of nature. We had to understand the design behind nature and how it applied to our world. We had to bring nature back into the information loop. It couldn't just be between humans anymore. We had to let it communicate with us however it needed to make us understand. Bricks can only touch each other in one way. Cells are like the new brick. They can reform and recombine and retouch and reconnect in different ways. Buildings have no knowledge of that. They have no understanding of how to realign themselves. They're limited to what people have told them to do or told them to be. What we've discovered now is the idea that this building will understand itself, that the connections and parts will constantly shift depending on the situation. It's not stuck. With this new species, the complexity of form of Chlorophylla, the idea of frontality became a new concept, something that garnered critical thinking and attention. We created environments that would grow and respond. They were never finished. It was like a song that continued to play forever. It's a living surface, a cultural membrane. It seeps through the city, the buildings. It is the conversation. But of course, the system we have isn't without problems. As in any relationship, there are ups and downs. The mood of the jungle can now be tracked, but there was a time when you had to be more intuitive about what was going on with the jungle. This new species has mutated the way man perceives architecture and his place within it. It has allowed a different thought process to be applied to how we exist in this world, how we build up the world around us, and how the world builds itself. Architectural history is a long path, and I think we have definitely turned a corner in that history. We are no longer going to look back on the things that we did before and think that they were wise. It's a new intelligence, a new thought, a new wisdom that we will now have to learn, but the world will be a better place. What does the future hold for Los Angeles? What will it look like in 100 years? I don't know. I wouldn't want to go out on a limb, it's a good way to look foolish. I'm 114 today, so I probably have about 30 or 40 more good years left. I'm just going to enjoy getting old with my little piece of chlorophilia.